The shamans sing a type of a song called Icaros. Those songs elevate the medicine to work on different parts. And as Christoph said that people do dieta before they serve, there is 26 dietas of different plants and ayahuasca to be done before you will be called a shaman by the tribes. Now there's many people that serve with knowledge, but maybe not enough. But to really be a facilitator is after you drink the ayahuasca with 26 different types of plants, that knowledge will bring the ability to call spirit of healing that is working with ayahuasca. And you will notice when the shaman's singing, everybody's in a work. And suddenly when it's not, you're getting a relaxation. So something about the song, something about the Icaros, is bringing the ability of healing. So that is why it's important to do it with a traditional facilitator and not with a young facilitator, especially when it comes to a purpose of healing, not just the purpose of curiosity. Because curiosity or search for spirituality is important and lovely, but there is a part of healing, that healing and trauma needs to be dealt in a completely different way. So this is from my experience of ayahuasca. I probably drank more than 100 times. I've been through dietas in Peru. I can say that without the ayahuasca, I will not be as happy in my life as I am now. Sometimes she's loving, sometimes she's hugging, sometimes you die, sometimes you fly, you never know. The most important, and to come with intention, I respect, but when I go to sit, I come with the intention of her to guide me as she wants. And she's always going to take me to directions that I could not even thought that the problem started there, but it did. I can have memories right now since I'm 2 years old that about 15 years ago I couldn't remember my childhood, maybe from 14 forward. And I remember now she guided me to so many important points in life. So as a person that did have a childhood trauma, I can say that without ayahuasca, I have no idea how I will manage life, and I ran into it very innocently. One day a friend told me, oh, there's a ceremony tomorrow, you want to come? I said, yeah. And boom, all my life passed. I was always wearing just black. After the ceremony, I went back to my closet and I couldn't even touch the color. I brightened up. I know it sounds funny, but it is something that the medicine slowly start to take out of you all your blocks, all your traumas. It's a detox as well for the body, of course. But as they say, there is the mother ayahuasca, there is the father tobacco, there is the grandpas that they are all the cactuses, and there is the brothers and sisters that they are the mushrooms. And then we go on, but this is a spiritual family that come to work more on the soul so we can heal the body. And I'm sure as doctors you know, if we have a problem in the soul, it's always going to be follow up with a problem in the body. Right? So I'm going to invite you to come to a little bit mushroom.
Okay guys, thank you. I'm gonna head out. I'll send the thing that I wrote for
Just send it to me.
Yeah.
So what's up in this? And I can give it to you. We just got this. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
But we have medicinal chocolate bar here. And yes, this chocolate contains all our mushrooms, the turkey tail, the chaga, the reishi, the lion's mane, and the turkey tail.
Okay, nice.
Okay? In here we have as well some brews of kombucha, and we have some kefir. In here this beautiful natural blue water is butterfly pea tea infused with reishi. And in here what is causing that is the kefir that is involved with a little bit of that, and because of the lemon of the kefir, I will explain. This is all prebiotics drinks. That's the color that is created. And if you're going to open that, it didn't bubble, but it will mix all together. So please feel free. I will open the powders. And this is the kombucha. So here we have the turkey tail, and here we have the cordyceps, and here we have the lion's mane, and there is the chaga. And if for the mushrooms, you're going to have a great flight tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
And this is the grandmother of mushrooms that called reishi. So here there is a strong coffee. I don't know how is the coffee over there. If you would like to take some from it, come coffee.
Oh, the last shot.
I'm sharing. And I brought you some salad too, if you like to make it a bit more alkaline. The soya, when it's organic,
Schokolade mit
great substance. It's still full of
aber
protein,
keine
it's an
Tüte.
alkaline substance, right? So it's always great to add to a coffee which is acidic, so we can relax a little bit our gut and not get too acidic. So here there is some coffee if you like. Why don't you grab a cup from there, and then you can just take any that you feel like trying.
Schmeckt gut. Was ist das? Schokolade mit Pilze, sagt er.
It's a chocolate with all 5 of the medicinal mushrooms. There's no psychedelics today.
Too bad.
Next time.
Chocolate itself
Next
is a little bit
convention.
psychedelic, no?
It's great. You can take more if you like.
One is enough. Und warum Kaffee? Ich habe das verpasst. Kaffee
You can buy them in Canada.
Also das ist Schokolade mit Pilzen, aber nicht mit psychedelischen.
And I will show you as well some pictures. In Canada you are blessed because there you can find the lion's mane, and there you can find the chaga, 2 mushrooms that are very important that we cannot find.
Ja.
And the mushrooms that are sourced here, and I
Ich bin
found
keine
here,
Süße, aber das
and I
schmeckt sogar mehr.
cultivate as well. Will be the reishi, will be the turkey tail, will be the cordyceps. And we have a few more mushrooms that we cultivate here. That's going to be the white cheese polypore, which is a very strong antibiotic. I didn't bring the whole range. We have the shiitake, maitake. We have just announced I decided to focus on 5 of the mushrooms. And then we can all try the tinctures, is the medicine that I make, and I will teach you as well how to make tinctures. Alright? Yes.
Give me what you think is good for me.
Good. You like coffee?
A little bit.
You like coffee?
Oh, because it's a special coffee.
Huh? It's a normal coffee, but I do good coffee. Do you want some? Yes.
Mushroom coffee.
The mushrooms, you're going to go on the other part there, and you're going to add yourself a tiny bit from which mushroom you choose. You can add them for you. I think that right now the lion's mane, because everybody needs a sharper brain.
Aber nicht nur geil Schokolade gewesen. Ja.
Eine halbe Stunde geht's los. Bis jetzt Week.
This is a lot.
Aber the kefir showing
About the kefir, yeah, you can bring a glass. You want to drink a glass?
Fermented stuff.
This is a dose of a little bit older. What it
Nicht
is.
alles sauber.
It's a secret of Nicola. The portion you took now, which is probably around 100 milligrams, that would be to a person whose immune system is a little bit low. Now it's nice to take the intuition right now to see what everybody is taking, because again, when I work with mushrooms, the spirit for me is connected. Nothing is a coincidence. Why you choose this or that? Are you choose or the mushroom choose you? That's a good question. Right?
Why do you get the mushroom into the coffee?
Because the mushroom, the medicinal mushroom, have to be decocted in hot water to be 93% absorbed in your stream. Because if not, you might get 25% of absorption. Okay. That's why all those substances of peeling, of pills, of medicinal mushroom can be just an industry making money. Because the stomach cannot digest the hard mushroom without a hot water decoction.
But this is not a hot water. Is it instead of?
The coffee is a little bit hot. This is a dry mushroom, right? That's going to be as well strong. If you like it, add some coffee. And then, no, it's okay, put it on. Put it, of course. Put a bit more coffee, and you can dilute the drink with soya milk, and you will like it.
Kefir and coffee. No coffee. Okay. Das Mushrooms and Kefir. Kefir and coffee ist nicht schlecht.
You have to. We're going to talk about it. Yes.
Ja.
Alles mitbringen.
This is a double instruction. We're going to talk about that.
Ich habe Ihnen jetzt gerade mal angeschrieben, ich habe das gar nicht
If you guys want to go, let's start with everything. I was thinking to talk about the mushroom by mushroom and pass you the tincture you try. I will explain now.
Ich habe ihn gerade
This is
angeschrieben.
mushroom tincture.
Sie hat irgendwie gesagt, zu ihm gesagt,
So this is a double decoction. This is how a tincture goes. That tincture starts with this is just 7% alcohol, and as long as it's going to sit, that's going to be stronger. Right? After sitting for a while, right now I have enough medicinal lion's mane. I still don't need to do his decoction, the second decoction. But I will get to that too. I will explain all how the best way and the most effective way to consume mushrooms. Because right now it's in the market and it goes really nice, but a lot of the products has been sold for money more than actually they're effective. So we can save money and get way better benefits. Alright? I do have a little key. I don't know, can you plug it for someone who can see pictures of mushrooms?
Ja, for sure.
Yeah?
Yes.
It's just pictures. I will talk.
Normale Schokolade. Das ist Vegan-Pilz.
Es ist auch nicht.
Ja, da sind Pilze drin, aber heute keine Abfliegen.
Ja. Ja, dann.
Ja, dann. Aber Schwien-Cookie ist hervorragend, finde ich.
Es ist sehr gut.
Sehr lecker.
Alright. Very good idea. Everything that I put here is a good idea.
Oh, okay.
The cordyceps is, yes, do you feel that this is, yes, this is a very good amount.
Das ist
If you're gonna run
Lion Mane, das
Ja.
ist gut für den Darm.
Heritium.
I don't have here a spoon of
Roti,
Heilpilze.
what kind of,
It's a dark chocolate. All of them.
Neuroprotektiv, aber
There is
auch
the
für
mention.
die Menschen. Es ist so komisch, weil sie hat gesagt, you don't choose the mushroom chooses you. Und komischerweise habe ich mich in Richtung Löwen gezogen gefühlt und ich gucke so, oh yeah, it's good gegen die Menschen. It's like perfect.
da ist alles drin, auch schon in der Schokolade.
Und das ist das Meridium dann
das ist Kombucha.
Kombucha.
Als Probiotik.
Wie hat das geschmeckt?
Das ist relativ neutral.
Oh, okay. Aber das ist ja Wasser, ne? Blue Water.
Aber das ist auch ein richtig schönes Getränk.
Und das da?
Das ist Kefir. Kefir mit dieser Erbsen.
Weißt du was? Als Kind hat meine Mutter im Sommer eine Limonade gemacht mit Zitrone und Essig. Die schmeckt genauso.
Ja.
Komm, geh.
Can you
Kindheitserinnerung.
use this as well and throw them in?
Brombeerblätter rein,
I don't know, if you're
Zitrone
making a
rein.
sauce for food and stuff.
Und das war dann über Nacht im Keller, wo es kühl war, aber auch wo ein bisschen fermentieren konnte. Und dann hat man auch Milch gehabt und dann wurde die auch im Sommer gestopft. Und dann kam auch noch dann Brombeersaft oder sowas dazu und das war für uns Kinderköstlich.
Pures Probiotikum.
Weiß?
Yeah. Oh, have to be cooked.
The only mushroom
Okay.
we can eat fresh is psychedelic mushroom. Right? All the champignon, all of them, they have to be cooked. I will teach you a few nice tricks with the champignon, alright? But yeah, definitely all the mushrooms are medicinal. All of them. All of them contains a lot
And cooking doesn't denature them in any way. Yeah.
Cooking
Mag
will
auch gern so
activate
fermentiertes.
them, will allow your
Gerade im Sommer, ja,
stomach
genau.
to seize them, because
Ja, je
there's
älter du
research
wirst,
to
desto
show that
mehr brauchst du
champignon,
fermentiertes.
fresh champignon can harm your level of serotonin and cause depression. You have to be cooked, right? All those hard mushrooms. I'm gonna take one. You can mix, you can take tiny or roll or a lot. Yes, of course. And you say the pills.
Oh,
the
that
IV
is good.
capsules are not so. I will explain. I will explain.
Turkey.
Turkey tail. The tail of a turkey. And she's beautiful as that because she looks like a turkey tail. That's the turkey. Is that a turkey? Yes, a good amount. The turkey tail is the one I separated more when we're going to talk. We're going to talk about all of them. The turkey tail is mainly a hormonal balance.
Oh, so that's very interesting.
Yes. And then we have the chaga. That is a parasite of a tree. We're going to speak
Okay,
about
good,
parasites
good,
as
Wir
well
haben jetzt doch hier irgendwie Rocky
mushroom
Mountains Time.
with them.
Sowas, gell?
Nee,
And
der ist
then
ja
we
in
have this
ja,
beautiful
das ist eine Stunde.
Ja, wir haben Rocky Mountains Time.
And then we have
Aber
this
das ist dann danach
beautiful
nicht.
ratio.
Ja, also ich habe ihm gesagt 16 Uhr oder sowas, er weiß Bescheid. Und
And what kind of tree
der
grows
ist
here?
nur eine Stunde
What kind of tree grows in your land?
früher.
We're gonna go on every hard dead.
Das ist schön.
Yeah?
Hast du diese
On
Kombucha?
any hard
Ja,
dead
ja.
tree they're gonna grow.
So lecker. Da ist echt wirklich schon Kaffee.
Wow.
So I was actually like cleaning the bathroom with my protection, and then I look up at the pictures,
Ja, ja, so. Sie hat gesagt, das ist Bilder und so weiter.
and I got I was like sensitive.
Because mushroom have a lot of the ability to absorb toxins. We are the one who clean our environment.
30 minutes to explain.
Everything. So maybe everybody can come closer to the chairs and we will do a fast run. And I will not go too medicinal. I have everything very medicinal to go in, but we're not going to have time for everything.
What is that?
This is a beautiful brewing of this beautiful kefir. A kefir is a mix.
kefir?
Oh,
one
water kefir.
Water.
And this is as well. This is cranberry with water kefir. This is kefir with butterfly pea. No, butterfly pea flour. I can show you what it is. There is like a pea. You know what is a pea? A dog.
So this is kefir.
This is kefir. This is kefir. And this is kombucha. Okay, we're going to start from this side to this side, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so
This
what
is
we
nice.
have here These two lovely friends that help in our gut, and they are full of probiotics, right? We have the kombucha. The kombucha is started traditionally in China and Japan. The kombucha is full of all B complex vitamins. The kombucha boosts the immune system, and she contains between 100 million to 500 million healthy probiotics. Though for a person who take antibiotics, it will need a higher dose of the kombucha as a recovery of the gut of prebiotics. And here come in the kefir. Kombucha is an yeast and a fungi bind together. She drinks or she eats very black tea with a lot of sugar. We are not receiving any of the sugar in our brew because the kombucha ate it all. Okay, but we're still gonna have some tain, caffeine in the kombucha. So why we would decide to drink kombucha or kefir? First is a matter of taste.
How is it with histamine with kombucha?
There's no problem of the histamine. It's like the fact that, well, if you have an allergic to bacteria, if you have a fungi allergy, most of the fungi, maybe not the lion's mane, gonna irritate you. All right? The lion's mane gonna be used as a natural antihistamine. So maybe that can be start to represent to somebody with allergy to fungi, and it all needs to be checked. We're also individual. So if a person knows that you have an allergy to fungi and you would like to try to drink the kombucha, you take a sip, right? And then slowly we see. Okay, so again, because the kombucha is really strong in her vitamin B, that's why we will choose to take the kombucha. Fatigue, some people will be very tired all the time. The kombucha will help to bring up the energy, right? But to remember, it does contain the caffeine. That means it's not a drink we can take in the night, and it doesn't have enough probiotics to a sick person. Compared to that, we have the beautiful kefir. That the kefir is a mix of bacteria and fungi together. To create a brewing of the kefir is a very sweet water that's going to have lemon inside. The lemon is necessary to break, in case it's going to happen, a reaction of a bad bacteria that can accumulate. The lemon will break that, and it will be added with some dry raisins or dry dates. And the brewery of the kefir will be slightly faster than the kombucha. In a good brewery of kefir, we have between 5 billion to zillions of prebiotics. This is stronger than the prebiotic that is very expensive we bought in the pharmacy. A person that is sick can contain about 14 ounces of kombucha a day. It's delicious. This is not so cold, but served cold, it's a fantastic thing. The only thing that really needs to be cared in both of brewing is the sterilization, not to get infection and bad bacteria inside. Now, how will we know if there is a bad bacteria? We smell it. It's very easy to know when something is off, right? The smell will definitely show it. If I forgot to brew my kombucha, I pass in the kitchen and she needs a brewing, because you can start to smell the fermentation. A lot of the kombucha and kefir that have been selling bottles in shops, they've been to fermentation, because you're gonna have to not create bacteria. They don't know when the product is gonna be sold. They need to make a long shelf time, so they have to put it in a process that they warm it up for about an hour to 80 degrees, and in here they lose a lot of the quality. So it's very nice to buy bottle up kombucha, but again, it's a commercial, it helps, but I will not rely on it as a prebiotics to a person that needs a gut recovery. We're going to move from here, and we're going to start with with the reishi mushroom. The reishi mushroom, I'm going to move to show you a few pictures of the reishi.
Very good.
So show me how. So this is the reishi, and the reishi, this is the reishi mushroom. If you continue to move the pictures,
Na, warte mal, der trägt kein paar Kilo gesammelt.
Habt ihr? Hier.
Nee, der Türkei. Der wächst ja auch nicht so.
Schon.
In unseren Wäldern.
Ah.
Deutschen Wälder überall.
Okay.
Der Reishi ist so.
Der wächst.
Der wächst bei uns.
Hast du auch Erfahrung mit Allergien gemacht?
Nee.
what I will do for now, I will pass for you. I will pass for you a tincture of reishi.
Erzähl noch mal.
Where is our reishi tincture? This is a tincture of reishi. All those mushrooms, I wanted to start to talk about what is mushroom and the type, but we don't really have time. So I can say very fast. There is millions of type of fungi, which is include bacteria, mushroom, mold, yeast. All of that is in this family. This family can kill us straight away. This family can heal us. Not always straight away. So the main three types of mushroom that is existed is the compost mushroom, is the one that grow on the grass. They are compost because they are helping, all the mushrooms are actually helping to recycle the nature, right? Mycelium is passing from a tree to a tree, moving nutrition, some say knowledge. Mycelium exists everywhere. It's a net of connection. The second type of mushroom that we have, called the wood lovers, is mushrooms that are gonna grow on dead trees, so they can compost the tree, and after that the tree become powder and go back into the nature and give its nutrition back to the land. This is the mushroom that we are going to talk about now. All the tree lovers mushrooms, all those shells they call mushrooms, they are mushrooms that all of them are medicinal. None of them are yet been shown to be poisonous. And all of them have a different type of qualities, depend to the polysaccharides that they have. And then the last family of mushrooms, we have the parasites. So definitely there is mushrooms like our cordyceps that we're going to talk about him. That is a type of a parasite that needs to come inside of a live bug or an animal that the mushroom could raise up from that. So from these three families, when we have the compost, that include the mushrooms that we eat at home, like champignon, portobello, oyster, and then we move to the family of the wood lovers, that they're going to be the reishi, turkey tail, lion's mane, cordyceps, and go on, and then we will move to the parasite group that's going to be like a cordyceps and a chaga. Okay? Now, the reishi mushroom, this is, you can see me a few years ago with a huge reishi. I forage in the jungle of our area here. Every year there is mainly the time of the fresh reishi will be in June, but reishi can come up in any time. Reishi can be very easy be cultivated in our condition here, but any mushroom can be cultivated in a lab. Most of mushrooms these days that are being sold, they are cultivated in a lab. Alright? And then we can move on a little bit. What we have more? This is another type of reishi that I cultivated from the nature. They're a little bit different. They have a longer stem, and this stem happening when the mycelium already cultivate all the tree. At the moment it comes a little bit of rain and the right sun, a mushroom gonna start to deform from the mycelium. Those type of reishi and many other type of reishi, they create like an antler. They are searching for the oxygen, and then the mushroom will come up. All of them, there's more than 200 types of reishi mushrooms. All of them are medicinal. All of them have been really well researched. So I'm going to pass you a reishi tincture that I made. We're just going to pump one, and we're going to put it underneath the tongue without touching, so we're not going to move to each other's bacteria. Leave it a little bit underneath the tongue and then swallow. If you like to try, you're most welcome. Let's talk about the benefit of the reishi. So the reishi is antidox, anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer. She is balancing the blood sugar, she's balancing the LDL cholesterol, she's an adapter. So she's helping with so many types of changing, and she's helping to the sleep with the melatonin. And then the reishi herself, as she's a very strong antibacterial, she can be taken orally as a tea. Again, all those hard mushrooms, when they come as a powder, if we're going to just take the powder and eat it, our stomach will not be able to digest it. There has to be a decoction in a hot water, so these hard woody mushrooms, the body will be able to receive the mushroom and absorb sometimes even 95% of the quality of the mushroom. The most beautiful about the mushrooms, that they, in a decoction of alcohol, but in very high level, we will need a moonshine of 70% alcohol to really be able to break all the goodness that reishi can bring. Each one of them with the different polysaccharide they have and the beta-glucan that they have, they are targeting different type of cancers, different type of diseases, and it all depends of how much and what is the composed and the chemical composed that they have. So in here, I will let you try, if you want, it's sticky. But this is a cream that I make. It's not really a cream, it's like this is walnut oil decocted in a magnetic stirrer for more than 8 hours with a reishi mushroom and chaga. And again, as long as mushroom medicine is inside of a substance that is not diluting the substance or a substance like an oil or an alcohol, as long as you leave it there, as stronger it's become. This thing become almost like a wax, and what I'm going to use it for, if I have a beginning of a ringworm, or staphylococcus, or any type of a skin bacteria that's going to start to rise. Again, mushrooms can heal when the situation is very bad, but then we will need such an amount that the body will not like it. So mushroom is helping in the beginning of symptoms, and if the symptoms continue, we will have to take heavier medicines, right? So if we are in the beginning and we notice, oh, I have like a ringworm here, a wound that doesn't pass, or just a mosquito bite that I don't like, or any type of irritation. It's maybe not smelling so good, but it's fantastic. There you go. I can pass it from you. Thank you. Pass it and you can try it. So, you're welcome. So this is the reishi. She's such a strong antibacterial. So how I'm going to treat myself when I have a bacterial infection that is not going that far? I'm going to start with taking a reishi tincture maybe every 2 hours a day. Why are we using a tincture? Okay, let's talk about tinctures compared to teas. The tea powder, the water decoction, definitely takes out some very good benefits of the mushroom. But a lot of the best benefits, especially the anti-cancer benefits, will come out of the mushroom just in alcohol. So in tinctures, we are doing double decoction. What does it mean? You see here, we have a lion's mane mushrooms that is inside of a 70% alcohol. In here, we have a reishi powder that is inside of a 70% alcohol. That will be placed between 3 months to 10 years, right? It depends how strong you want your medicine to be. After that, what I will do is I will strain out the mushroom, I will boil the mushroom in water, and then I will mix them half and half. And then we created a tincture that is life shell is 7 years, and that is containing all the goodness that the mushroom can bring. Why we will choose to take powders? Some people don't like the alcohol sensation. Some people will prefer to do things a little bit faster. Nobody said that cooking it is not amazing, I add reishi to the soups. I add it to the rice sometimes. I hide it for my daughter that doesn't eat vegetables, so it's inside of her food without her knowing. Mainly the reason why to choose this and that is whatever yourself is saying. But definitely by properties, the tinctures are stronger than powders. Okay?
I met a doctor in Germany. She's a children doctor, and she, if she inject the Impfung, vaccinations with the children, she says to her patients 2 weeks before starting with reishi, because to modulate the immune system, not to get the overreaction, but to get an adequate immune reaction, so with B cells, and also to detoxify the body more better with the liver, and to get a better balance with
Very true. It does definitely boost the white cell in the immune system, though it's still been known that it's a little bit dangerous for people with autoimmune diseases. And in case of autoimmune diseases, you're going to definitely choose the lion's mane and not the reishi. It's a little bit tricky with these autoimmune diseases, right? I guess it's very tricky. And especially in things, okay, so again, if we have, who will not take the reishi? The reishi, as well as she's helping as a thinning the blood. So whoever take permanently medicines of blood thinners, aspirins, it's better not to mix it with the reishi because it can cost actually really thin blood as well before surgery, because we don't want to be too much of a bleeding. After surgery, that will be fantastic. Again, many of the mushrooms can be advised to drink before we advise a strong chemical medicine to the person. Reishi has been known to help diabetic type 2, but not already 1. And it's dangerous for the person who injects insulin every day because she is balancing the sugar in the blood and irritating healthy insulin to be going in the body. So a person which have diabetes might get his sugar level too low. So in those things we always need to take care. What else about the beautiful reishi? Okay, so we talked about that. Okay, so let's talk quickly about pharmaceutical, when you can go and buy reishi in Amazon or in anything else. They a lot of time kind of expensive. They give you those pills to drink. Inside of the pill, there can be a little bit of lion's mane, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. The problem that we have, that they haven't been decocted in hot water. That means that once I'm going to drink that pill, it might affect in 30% of his ability of what the mushroom can do, which is still fantastic, but it's a waste. So always when advising to actually somebody to start with medicinal mushroom, will be cheaper and better to buy the powder and start to add it to your food in boiling water, make a tincture. How do we make a tincture? I will say it in globally really fast, and you can take an example of here. So it's going to be 1/3 to 2/3 of alcohol, right? Now here we can see it a little bit different because this tincture is sitting for 4 years, and this beautiful mushroom that I didn't completely powder. Okay, this is completely powdered because in here there is more place of absorbing, because powder have more place to absorb than actually that. But I knew I'm going to keep this tincture for many, many years because I have a lot of lion's mane, so I enjoy watching it like that, right? I work as well with faces of moon. My medicine is in an altar because it's a natural and spiritual process of making the medicine. Okay, so from the reishi, let's go to the lion's mane. It's a very important. Same thing, the lion's mane. Yeah. Ah, there you go, it's already there. So the lion's mane does look like the mane of the lion, and this fantastic mushroom is a mushroom that actually making our brain back alive. The first thing thing that is the most important the lion's mane do is heal the nerve system. That means that any type of a nerve damage that was created anywhere in the body can be healed with lion's mane. Lion's mane helping to create neurological movement on the brain, and that means that creating new neurological pathways as well. Lion's mane helping with balance of all four sides of our brain, and the most important thing, the lion's mane, as it controls all the nerves, it gets all the way back to our gut, and it heals even the gut. So it's anti-inflammatory, anti-free radicals, create knowledge of thinking, recovering the nerve system, and there is so much and so much I can continue. I'm not going to open the book, but please read more because it's fantastic. All mushrooms are magic. Alright? So the lion's mane we will mainly take in the morning because he's helping the brain to focus. Right? Some people say that you can use probably about 15 to 20% of your brain in the help of lion's mane. And with experimenting, I can definitely say that I can see days that I'm taking lion's mane, how much I am concentrating and understanding or organized in days that I don't take lion's mane. Lion's mane doesn't create a long effect doesn't heal Alzheimer, but definitely it will help day by day to people with Alzheimer to remember more. It will not heal the Alzheimer, but it will help it daily. That means that patients of Alzheimer will need to take lion's mane daily, and definitely as a tincture, because a tincture, again, contains all the goodness that the mushroom can give, and an Alzheimer patient can take a powder and a tincture. Again, as we talked about the psychedelic mushroom before, that there's not a dose that's going to kill you. There is a dose that's going to make you vomit because it tastes horrible. But nothing will actually harm the body. If you want a hamatate antibiotic with the reishi, we're going to need to take 10 grams of reishi, which the body as taste will not agree to it. The stomach will be irritating. That's why it's actually not a replacement to any strong medicine, but is a provider. Because if I'm going to continue to take mushroom daily, of course, I'm not going to drink a lot of alcohol or take sugar or do all the keep a healthy diet. There will not be a reason why cancer, why unbalance of bacteria will happen in the gut, why all those bacteria problems going to show up. Even a staphylococcus will not be able to live in my body if my body will not have the sugar that the staphylococcus would like to be fed by that. So the reishi will definitely help me, even if I am consuming a little bit of sugar, to act, and mainly is carbohydrate, that the carbohydrate will be digested slowly and be break down correctly in our gut. Alright? And then what we have next? Let's take the turkey tail. Okay, so the turkey tail is very beautiful mushrooms. If you like to pass, there is some in here too. It does look like the tail of the turkey, and she is a very strong anti-inflammatory. One of the most strong anti-inflammatory that existed in mushrooms. As well, the main subject that turkey tail is touching is hormones. She is balancing hormones for female and male. She's been known in Japan and in China to be following while doing chemotherapy or radiotherapy. Most of the mushroom, like the reishi, is not recommended while doing chemotherapy and radiotherapy because she is boosting the white cells, and in chemotherapy we don't want them to be. So after chemotherapy treatment, the reishi should be represented immediately, but not at the time of chemotherapy, radiotherapy. The turkey tail in China and Japan is followed with the chemotherapy radiotherapy. She continued to help the body to fight anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory, and really balance of all sexual hormones, especially cholesterol and progesterone.
You're talking about reishi right now.
I'm talking right now on turkey tail.
Coriolus
Turkey
versicolor.
tail is the hormone balance that can be drinked while you're doing the
Chemotherapy.
Yeah, reishi no. None of the mushroom except of turkey tail can be followed with chemotherapy, radiotherapy. The next one that we have, we can do the cordyceps. The cordyceps have some funny pictures because the cordyceps is a parasite. But definitely the cordyceps that you take today didn't come from a bug, I promise. Is already, this is a cordyceps, and then hence you're gonna move some pictures inside of the cordyceps. You're gonna see some funny, Opa, look at that. It can grow on any type of a bug, starting with an ant to a cockroach to a tarantula. It's definitely a small thing that is flying in the air and it catch on a bug, and then the cordyceps is being developed. There we go, you can see him over there. Now what is the cordyceps that is here today is being made with lab. All mushrooms to be made in lab. We take a piece inside of a petri dish with agar and a little bit nutrition. We grow the mycelium there, and then as those are wood lover, we're gonna move that into sawdust, and then the sawdust will fill up with mycelium. We're gonna expose it to a tiny bit of sun, and we're gonna get our home-growth cordyceps. That's probably the last picture you will see a home-growth cordyceps. What is the cordyceps are good for? Cordyceps is good for energy. First thing that the cordyceps really helps is the uronic acid. After a really big exercise, it helps to relax the muscle. Is recovering the lungs. So when there is asthma, when there is any COVID, any problems, anything viral that is including the lungs, the cordyceps definitely going to strengthen it. For men, it's definitely helping in sexual unfunction and increasing the testosterone. For women, it helps again in balancing the hormones, but women need to take care because if they would drink cordyceps every day, they might have a high level of testosterone. But definitely as an antihistamine, as a recovery of the lungs, and as an energy booster, definitely the cordyceps is doing the job. Okay? The last one, who we didn't talk about? We didn't talk about the chaga. This is our chaga. By the way, all the mushrooms, they are anti-free radicals. They are antihistamine in a level, depends which and what. Anti-inflammatories. This is why when we talk about longevity, as your seminar is about that, what the mushrooms are really taking care is the well-being of our organs and our being. But if our nutrition is not magic, if I will eat all day junk food and sugars and I will come to take mushrooms, nothing going to work, right? But as keeping the liver clean, as keeping the kidneys, as keeping the well-being and the boost immune system, this is the main purpose of that. And then we have the chaga, so she can call like the beauty queen because many companies using the chaga in creams and in serums because chaga definitely take care of healthy skin, healthy hair, nails. The chaga as well is a very strong anti-inflammatory and very strong antibacterial. So how we would choose to direct which one we should take? We should take them all.
Yeah.
We should take them all in a modernization and knowing when. Because if the lion's mane is going to wake up my brain and going to help me to be organized and going to help me to remember, I will take him in the morning. And if the cordyceps is going to give me back energy, especially with people with like chronic fatigue, all of them will help, right? But again, like cordyceps, so she will give me energy, she will boost me up. I will take her as well in the morning. And then if we can move the chaga, as well the chaga gives a lot of energy. So also the chaga should be taken in the morning. And then we're going to move into the night, to the more calming and relaxing mushrooms. That's going to be the reishi that's going to help us for very good sleep as an adapter as well. And the tokitel that's going to balance our hormones while we're sleeping and resting. So to choose, in my coffee in the mornings, I always put a little bit of reishi and lion's mane. And then sometimes I wake up and I'm feeling very tired. I will take a little bit of cordyceps. As a woman, I will not take every day. When you start to take every day, you will start to see darker hairs coming up. So watch out. And then sometimes when my muscle, if I exercise too much, if I'm very tired, I will add cordyceps. If I start to feel my lungs are not so happy, I will take the cordyceps. And then maybe a week before sterilization for women, or in time of menopause for women, tokitel needs to be taken every single day to get a beautiful balance of hormones that she can create. And then chaga can be made. I didn't bring you so many creams that I do, or things that you can make like soaps and shampoos. But of course, a lot of the mushrooms can be definitely put on the skin to be absorbed from the skin, but they had to be cooked before, right? So the water that I cooked with the mushroom, the water is medicinal, and after that the powder that left is medicinal. So I can choose what to do. I can drink those water and use this powder to continue to be decocted, or I can take an oil, like a coconut oil, add to it some reishi, put it in the magnetic stirrer, give it the temperature of about 60 to 80 degrees for about 3-4 hours, and we created a great antibacterial oil that definitely helps. There is a lot of research that's showing the tokitel gel that women that have cervical cancer, when they treat themselves with putting the gel inside here, the cancer, again, the tokitel will be definitely referred for all type of sexual cancer that has existed. The lion's mane will be referred to all type of tumors that is creating in the brain. The reishi will be the one that's going to help more all tumors that are inside of the stomach areas, organs. So definitely each mushroom will, you can find so much research and books to read which mushroom going to target specifically which cancer. It's all because the polysaccharides of them, the molecules of the protein that they are made of, target different type of stuff, but all of them are anti-cancer. The last one we're going to talk, and I didn't bring you any example, is the psychedelic mushrooms again. The psychedelic mushrooms definitely can be taken as a high doses, as a journey for a self to go into the soul and to go into self-healing. But when we're going to take that into microdosing, what does the mushroom do? The beautiful about them, the psilocybin mushroom, that they increase serotonin. That means that people that suffer from depression, that people suffer from any type of inability to, I don't know, to smile, maybe if you can call it that, for any person that doesn't feel good, because when we're sick, we just don't feel happy. This is where it's lovely to take a microdose. Microdose will be 0.25, not more than that, actually even less than that. Mainly will not be any physical effect, depends on the person. And that will be mixed as well with the lion's mane. And that's what we're creating here. We're creating a recovery of a nerve damage. We are building up higher ability of serotonin to be produced in the body, and definitely we're creating neurological movement of a memory of a good sensation, happiness. Mushroom and most of medicinal spiritual medicine somehow gonna take you to connect back to the nature. Maybe because they're coming from nature. Now, because they are psychedelics, they give us type of an experience that is so surreal, is so real. So we are thinking to ourselves, this is very alive. And the end point of everything is that we need to spend time in nature. We need to be barefoot to ground with the earth. We need to feel all of that. So this tiny, tiny microdose that's not going to be felt in any changes in the physical body will bring your nature of inside to be a little bit more happy and start to lift back the energy. That's why microdosing is recommended definitely to people in depression, but to everyone. Another thing, let's say I make microdosing of different type of mushroom. One of the microdosing that's been recommended by Paul Steinman, and this is the type of microdosing that's going to start and is already started to be legalized in the United States. It's a combination between 0.2 psychedelics, 0.5 lion's mane, and 0.3 niacin. Now, why do we put the niacin here? There's a few reasons why we put the niacin. The niacin, first thing, is a vessel opener, right? So at the moment that we take the small amount of the mushroom and the lion's mane, if our vessels are open, it will be absorbed much more faster. The second thing, what's happened with the niacin when we take it in slightly higher levels, is it creates like a rush, and it's hot, and we can have some like this. Why is it? Because people with addiction, they need to feel that I took something and something is starting to happen to me. Because if not, they say, oh, I took this pill and nothing happened. So the niacin, at the moment that I take this high amount of niacin and I'm getting the heat flash of the niacin, the person says, oh, right, now it's starting to work on me. When we're trying to work with addiction with people, it's a very tricky game of the mind. So we have to trick them in that. The third reason why it's inside this amount of niacin, because it's so uncomfortable, nobody will overdose alone home. There's no overdosing, right? Niacin can be overdosed, but the psilocybin cannot be overdosed, but we still want to keep a person in the microdose treatment, because a person that have this mental disorders, if he's going to take psychedelic alone, that can be very dangerous. So this formula is fantastic to recommend to people in any situation, but definitely if pregnant or taking blood thinner, heart medicines is not recommended to them. Yeah.
Just a question in between. How we are making now from the logistic side.
What do you mean?
Because now it's time for lunch. But
I pass so fast everything.
Just a moment. But your things are so interesting.
Yeah, it is.
So I've got two ideas. One idea is we give you another half an hour now. It's one idea. The other idea probably is better. If you could imagine tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow to come to
about
the place?
5 to 6 o'clock.
It might be possible. It's the last week that my son and the family is here.
Okay.
So we
tomorrow
might be out the whole day tomorrow.
Yeah,
I have my son visiting and a family.
Tomorrow it's not possible for you.
I'm not sure. It might, but I don't know what's the plan of the family.
Okay.
It's just the last few days of the family.
Yeah.
We continue now with more.
Continue a bit. I can fill you up with a little bit more
perfect.
chocolate.
It's great. She's doing very well.
But I have also an idea, if you like and if the people like, if it's a possibility for you tomorrow evening, you can come over with the microdoses and you can offer it to the people who are here, and so they are free to try or not.
Again, as we talked about microdose not gonna cause so much of a physical effect. What mainly, if the microdose is being involved with niacin, you will probably feel the niacin effect more. But then afterwards, there will not be any changes. Our senses might be sharper, means that I might hear better, smell better, and see better. But again, in a microdose level, and if they want, I can happy to do that. But there's not going to be what we are looking for. Always when we take a medicine, we need to ask ourselves, what am I looking for? Am I looking for just like to wake up a little bit? I'm very tired. I feel really down. I don't know. Something in me is not really going. I will take a microdose.
Okay.
But then, if we are looking for understanding why emotionally I'm creating my own disease, because we are creating our own diseases. And so this is where we're going to turn to higher doses of psilocybin. In the past, we call it a babysitter. I used to babysit one-on-one on high doses of mushroom. I used to give between 3 to 5 grams of mushroom. The person lie down, close his eyes. I put pleasant music in the background. He's safe, I am there the whole time. And you go inside of your own journey. It helps incredible. When the person wakes up, as I have a lot of experience with psychedelics, I can help a lot in a little bit of integrate of what's happening. And that was fantastic. The thing that why I don't continue with that is from personal space and time.
Mm-hmm.
Because to give to somebody this space, and after that to get the time as well to integrate, is I need to dedicate probably about 35 hours to somebody that unfortunately as a mother and I own a beautiful farm, I have no time. But maybe in the future it will come. But this is what the medicine should maybe start to aim for. The doctors, the psychologists will start to help people to start to realize what is the problem with the spirit of healing. Because definitely plants, they come with a type of a spirit. It's very difficult to explain, but it is like that. Do you have any questions?
I mean, these are all very good. I've got them on my radar, but I only have access to the Amazon.
All right.
Because we have pharmacies in München, for instance, and within my formula of curcumin polyphenol seeding mushrooms, we have some of them in pure, tested, non-polluted quality.
Well, this is
But
lovely.
like, I wanted to try these ones that have not gone.
You can always buy medicines from me if you need, but you can make your own medicine. That's why I'm here to explain, right? If is the company selling a pure powder and from a good mushroom, no matter which, and is already in a powder, right? Here we have. Let me give you just to feel what is the reishi that is not being powdered. You can pass it. Right? It's like leather. It's such a hardy mushroom. Right? So even if you want to blend, this is great. I like as well, I like all forms of mushroom, but I all the time around mushrooms. But if I'm trying to source just my medicine, I will source an organic, powdered, dry mushroom, and then I will do 2 things with her, many things, but the main 2 things. First thing, I will put her in the highest percentage of clean alcohol I can find. It's very difficult to find 70% alcohol. It's only moonshine and it's not legal in so many countries. I'm been lucky here that I buy it from a brewery around, very expensive, but it's worth it. The substance to that will be absolute vodka. That is 40% alcohol, but is 100% pure alcohol. So any type of medicine will be the best in absolute vodka. So you will take the powder, and as we said in here, you see powder. We are doing 1/3 of powder to 2/3 of alcohol, right? And that, as my teacher said, 100 times of shaking, right? Is 100 times of shaking, leaving it in a dark, dry place, not too warm, for more than 3 months. After these 3 months, I'm gonna take it, and during the 3 months, I will shake it again. And if you have a magnetic stirrer, that would be fantastic, because the magnetic stirrer, I can put it on with the alcohol with no heat. I don't want the alcohol to be dissolved, and I will put a tap on it too, and I will let the magnetic stirrer work for about 8 hours to stir my alcohol with my mushroom, and then I will store it for 3 months. Well, after 3 months, I will take it out of the cabinet, and I will take a sieve, and I will pour everything around, and the mushroom that stay, I will squeeze the alcohol, and the same mushroom I will put in water, the same amount of alcohol that I have left. That will be the same amount of water I will put to cook the mushroom. And I will bring it to a boil point, and I will turn off the fire, and I will let them steam to cool down, sieve it again, and that will be a tincture that you can leave for 7 years. It will be fine if it will be in a dry place and not so hot. It doesn't need to be kept in a fridge. All right? So this is how you can do. You can make your own tincture. And if you don't have the time to make your own tincture, just take the powder. But before you take in the powder, you have to boil it. So it's either you put it in a hot coffee, or you put it in your tea, or you put it in your soup, or you put it in your rice. The turkey tail is delicious in food. The reishi is bitter. But if you put it in a soup, nobody notices. You have the shiitake. The shiitake is fantastic. It's such a good anti-cancer. She's balancing hormones. One of the most important mushrooms for the Japanese. Eat shiitake. We can always find a way to eat mushrooms. I will give you a very beautiful thing that the champignon is doing. So if you're gonna take the champignon and we're gonna rinse them, and we're gonna put them in water, and we're gonna put this water in the fridge with the champignon mushroom inside for 12 hours. This water that we're going to receive, this is a cold decoction of mushroom. This water that we're going to receive gonna illuminate any type of body odor that somebody has. So if somebody doesn't smell so good, let him drink some champignon water. Now, it doesn't taste so strong. Why we're not using such an amount? Today, all of you came and you didn't know how much to take, but you noticed it was bitter. If we take mushroom daily, we don't need that much. We will need probably, if we're gonna take a spoon, if we're taking it daily, we will probably need something like that in our coffee. But when I'm starting to feel unwell, I will take double, and when I'm even not well, I will take triple and 10 more. But then it will start to be bitter, and my body will reject it. Many times people come to me, oh, my grandma is not feeling good. Right, but what we're doing is very difficult to say, okay, she needs 10 grams of reishi. She will vomit it the first time, she will not agree to take it anymore. So that's why we have to take, especially with kids and an adult that is not really liking the mushroom taste, is to dose slowly, little by little, but permanent, every single day. Do you have questions? I talk so much.
Isn't it good just to take for 3 weeks and 1 week off instead
You
of
could.
just taking for
I mean, as we explain about the lion's mane, a lot of the mushroom, look, the damage of free radical exists in every single day in your body, right? So I'm not telling you that I'm stopping this damage. I'm telling you for today, because I took it, I stop it. So is it better to stop or not?
No. I take it every day.
You can exchange.
Every day I take
Every day, what do you take?
all of it.
All of this you take every day.
Right.
Fantastic.
I never get sick.
Never. Well, unbalance is happening, but that is depend on the diet of a person, right? I never get sick. Last month I had family and party, and we were drinking way than normal. I didn't drink water. I started to feel a urine infection. I started to take all the mushrooms, drink 4 liters of water a day. I flushed it, but not enough. A few days after, when I felt better, I back to drink the alcohol. I woke up with a pain in my kidney. So it's not just to drink the mushroom, it's to follow when you're not feeling well, is to continue to follow with your nutrition without sugar. Because as long as I'm going to take sugar or alcohol, I'm going to continue to allow the cancer, the mushroom, the mold, the fungi that is unhealthy in my body to be able to live. But if I'm going to do a fast, and I'm not going to take any sugars, and I'm going to drink lots of water and a lot of mushrooms, I might be able to beat some very heavy bacteria that I might not need antibiotics for them, and even to win cancer. There is a very fantastic movie that's called Fantastic Fungi, and I recommend you all to watch it. It's Paul Steinman that actually brought back to all of us this love to fungi and this trust in fungi. And in this movie, he explained how he healed his mother from almost deadly cancer with a turkey tail. Again, the turkey tail is the mushroom, the only one that has been allowed to be drunk with chemotherapy, radiotherapy. It's a fantastic movie. It's following with such a clever cameras, growing of mushroom, and he explains a lot, and it's just fun movie. And a very educational movie.
I think knowledgeable. So, what about with the microbiome? Have you learned with the microbiome?
See, the turkey tail helping that very, very, very much. The turkey tail is the one for the microbiome that you need. Turkey tail will be the mushroom that you will drink the most, and reishi.
So there's research on that?
Of course, there's research on everything. On every single mushroom, you can buy research. After that, I will send some links to pass you where you can buy research. That is lab research. You can buy fantastic books on it. Of course, just in even internet search on Google, you can get a lot of information. But when you want to go deeper and deeper, it's some researches you need to buy, and they're not that expensive, and they're definitely worth it to read.
So in Germany we have the Mycotroph company, Mycotroph, and they have also in different languages, like in America, they have such fantastic researches, all studies, and get really deep into.
The reishi is the most studied herb in the world. There is more than 3,000 years of documented that people has been taking this mushroom. So you definitely can find anything you want about that. And again, the lion's mane, as it helps so much of such a hard diseases, autism, Alzheimer, Parkinson's, so many tough diseases. The lion's mane has been researched from up to down. All those mushrooms I'm showing right now is the most researched mushroom. You will find so much knowledge about them. I didn't bring to represent others because that is a little bit different. Not all of them is being completely proved. Of course, all proof is on animals, but as well as a human experience with time. Yeah.
One more question.
Yeah.
Is it like the powder? Is it just like powdered, dried mushroom?
I created in my coffee grinder.
Coffee, it's so fine.
In the coffee grinder, I continue, I press it, and I create it in a coffee grinder. I prefer this type of mushroom. I'm always scared that when they tell me it's powder and I didn't see how it looks, how do I know what is in the powder? This is my thought.
I mean, that's my fear as well.
Right?
I buy it.
I know. If you didn't put to me some flour inside and tell me this is a turkey tail.
And so sometimes it comes from China, it can be polluted.
You cannot buy from China.
No.
You cannot buy any mushroom from China because the problem is that they are spraying containers. And things that mushrooms do in the environment and in your body, they absorb toxics. You can see that in places there was petrol damage, even high chemical damage, mushrooms appear to clean the land so things will grow again. Mushrooms are absorbing. We can never take mushroom from sides of roads because they're going to take all the air pollution inside and you're going to eat pollution. So we never buy mushrooms from China, just from the fact that the container was sprayed, and there's a chance that the mushroom, as her nature, gonna try to take that, because this is her job. Her job is, again, is decomposing. There is mushrooms that are incredible. There is the splitted gill. It's a beautiful tiny little mushroom that is very, very medicinal. Problem is, in the 70s, some scientists working in the lab, and I guess he inhaled too much of the spores of the mushroom, and the mushroom grew in his brain. So there's a little bit of scared of the splitted gills. But the splitted gills, she can compost completely plastic to zero and still be medicinal mushroom, right? But the rest of the mushroom, we're not buying from China. We're not buying from China from this big fear that even though the plastic bag is existent, because of the tons of spray they did on the container, the mushroom can be full of chemicals inside. So you can source from areas, Canada. In the States, there is so many farms. There is so many organic, safe places to buy mushrooms, but really to avoid the Chinese. In all time, even in shiitake, maitake, in all time, it's better not. In a can, if it's just with vinegar or salt water, that is okay. Because it will not, the spray will not pass the can to get into the mushroom. But that might contain, if it's a tin, it might contain heavy metals. And
they radiate a lot of them, like Geiger counted it. Like Geiger counted the stuff.
Contains all of Fukushima down
you should think about that.
And what does it take to make my own mushroom grow in my garden?
Oh, this is a lovely question. Okay, so how did we create mushroom?
Yeah.
I started to learn mycology when I was 18 because I was very curious to grow magic mushrooms, psychedelics. Very soon I understand that all of them are magic, but this is not such an easy process. In nature, the magic mushrooms gonna appear mainly on the poop of cows. So once the cow pooped and it's been through a dry season, a time that there's no rain, the mycelium and the poop cannot be in direct sun. It always have to be underneath trees. Nobody can really say what is the magic that nature is doing here, but the poop completely becomes a mycelium inside. Once a small rain gonna come and touch us in a way of light, a mushroom gonna be born. So it's the same. Every time there is the first rain, we all see mushrooms everywhere, right? Okay, so this is again is a field mushroom. And then we have the wood lover mushroom. The wood lover mushroom is a mushroom that their food going to be trees, sawdust. They're gonna be fed by the sawdust, so we're gonna have to give them some sawdust. So how do we do that? First thing, we're gonna take a petri dish and we're gonna put some agar-agar with some nutrition. I know it's gonna sound funny, but dog food or cat food is a fantastic nutrition. So we're gonna sterilize some agar-agar with some dog food. We're gonna work inside of incubator to be completely sterile from everything. We're gonna take a tiny piece of a mushroom. It can be from the spore. There is a spore print that if I pick a mushroom and I'm gonna put her in a paper opposite for a day, she's gonna leave me all those beautiful spores that she have. I can take just a few of them and put in a petri dish, or I can just take a piece of no matter what space of the fungi. And then I will put it in the middle of the petri dish. I will leave it for a week, and you're gonna start to see. It's a shame I didn't bring a lot. In my old computer, I have a picture of petri dishes because I love the experience of them. Sometimes I even put a bit of a charcoal so my petri dish will be black to really see how the mycelium develop. And it always almost make a mushroom shape. As it develops, it's kind of amazing. Sometimes it makes the mycelium really communicate beautifully. Once my petri dish is completely full, then I'm gonna move it to the next stage. Now it needs more food, right? Otherwise, I can keep my petri dish in the fridge for years. I can make agriculture water. I will take sugar water. I will put some of the mycelium that is on the petri dish in this water. I will mix it very quickly. It's going to be so much mycelium. I can create an injector that is full of culture of this specific mushroom. And then we're going to move it to the next substance. If it's coming to a compost mushroom, they will need a little bit of compost earth. They will need some, no, the compost earth we will do after. We will move it first to cereal, right? Many types of cereal. It can be rice, it can be corn, it can be many types of cereal. We're going to sterilize. We're going to put the rice in a jar. We're going to put it in a pressure cooker. We're going to sterilize this rice, and either with the injection, I can inject inside the liquid culture, or I can open it. We try not to get any infection and break some of the petri dish inside. Mix it and leave it again for about 3 weeks. After 3 weeks, because the mycelium now have new food, is going to, all the jar going to be full of mycelium, and then I'm going to bring it into the last stage, that I'm going to give it some earth, compost earth, in the right condition. Sometimes you need to have some different fertilizer or something that makes the earth a little bit lighter. If it's very dense earth, the mycelium doesn't have how to grow. I'm gonna make like a cake, some of my cereals that is full of the mycelium, some earth, and then again close that. And probably after 3 weeks, you're gonna have full of mushrooms. It's a process of 3 months. It's included for all the field mushrooms and the psychedelic. But to those ones, they don't care about cereal so much. They grow a little bit in the cereal, but they like the wood. So mainly what we give them is pieces of wood. It can be mixed with a bit of coconut fiber. It can be even a mix with a little bit of the carpool, because it's all type of nutritions that actually help the mycelium to continue to grow. But those mushrooms mainly gonna be inside of blocks of sawdust, powder sawdust, and then they grow. But again, it's 3 months.
We have so a little bit now to come to the end. It's okay for you also?
Yes.
Yeah.
The last question.
Can you ship your tinctures? Can we buy tinctures that have you shipped to us?
Yeah, I don't know how good is the shipping of Costa Rica. I think it would take about a month to get to you, but yeah, it's definitely. Yes, I will give you